It's truly a great feeling when club legends start saying the same thing you have been saying for months and months now. More recently, Florent Malouda came out and basically said what he expects or what he wants the club to do in the next transfer window, which players Chelsea should be attracting in order for us to start winning again. More specifically, he said Chelsea need one or two players like Kroos, players who have such a high football IQ that they can analyze every scenario on the pitch, take the right decision, and lead the team. This is the type of profile I would be looking to bring into the club over the summer. We need experienced, ambitious players who want to be part of a very exciting Chelsea project next year. The problem with this statement is that the owners, for some reason, hate experienced players, right? They only want the younger kids that have zero experience. Well, sorry to say, but this is not how you win titles. I fully agree with Florent Malouda. This is something that I've been saying for months and months now. Without experience, we are completely screwed. Yes, it's a project, but this is a project that will never work if we never put in the necessary pieces to build the full puzzle. A great example here is Thiago Silva. We brought in huge experience, leadership at the back. We need to do that again. A new center back, a midfielder, and probably a number 9 as well, with a lot of experience. I don't care if he's 26, 28, or 30 years old. I mean, yes, Kroos, Modric, they may be too old to come at Chelsea right now, but I mean, was Thiago Silva too old to come at Chelsea? Definitely not. Of course, different positions, I understand. But a player like Toni Kroos is not the type of player that will track back or that will start sprinting left, right, and center. No, he's the general in the midfield. And this is something we don't have currently. We've spent 200 million on Enzo and Caicedo. What do we get in return? Not much, right? Not much. Kroos, you could get him probably, I think he's free in the summer. So, I mean, worth a shot. And if you look at all these successful teams, if you look at Manchester City, they've got Rodri. Great player, high football IQ. Not a fancy schmancy player that, oh, you've got lots of clips on him dribbling and making useless stuff that don't even generate a goal or don't prevent conceding a goal. Sergio Busquets, John Obi Mikel. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Every successful, serious team has that player in the middle of the park. You need that general. You need that general for your attack and you need that general for your defense as well, which is why I keep getting pissed when I see Declan Rice play for Arsenal. He was the perfect piece for our puzzle. Yet, no, we decided to skip him and go with other players. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, going back to the criticism of the new ownership, we've talked about that in the past as well. I gave the example of Manchester City. Manchester City, you've got football people at the top all the way to the bottom. That's how you run a successful organization. You have all of that. That means that you know that the potential transfers that will come in and out will be successful one. You're not going to be 100% successful, but you don't have to be 100% successful. I mean, remember when Pep came in? First season, didn't win much. I mean, it took him a while until he figured out the best team for him. It took him a while to win the Champions League as well. But in the Premier League, he's been dominating that league. They bought players for 50 million, 40 million, 60 million. It works, great. It doesn't work, we sell, we buy a new one. But he was not experimenting the way Chelsea is experimenting right now. He wasn't buying 18 years old, 17 years old, putting them on 8-year contracts and hoping for the best 5 years down the line. No, he was buying players with experience. I mean, Bernardo Silva, okay, he was still young-ish, but came from Monaco, had some great experience in the Champions League against Manchester City, by the way. Beautiful player, beautiful player. Erling Haaland, great season at Dortmund. I mean, he's one of a kind, so okay, we can't really compare apples to apples. But if you look at the players that they have attracted, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Rodri, the back line, right? Kai Walker, Cancelo. Now Cancelo is at Barcelona, but when he was at Manchester City, great buy. Stones, Ruben Dias, Akanji. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You get what I'm saying here. This is an institution, this is an organization that knows to play the game, that knows which player they should attract to continue to win, to continue to dominate. They don't go and buy your 18 years old for 60, 70 million and hope for the best. No, sometimes they do buy some prospects here and there, but not enough to hurt the overall performance of the team. It's what I've been saying for so long. If you want to build a successful project, no problem, go buy some prospects for the future. But don't put the team in a situation where 90% of the team are kids with not a lot of experience, and the other 10% are rotting players on the bench or players on loan, and a couple of experienced players that are left in the club. Just doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've talked about the incoming players, outgoing players last year, right? Incoming players, average age under 22, outgoing 25 years old. How does that make sense? To me, it doesn't make sense. So yes, I agree with Malouda that we need to go and look for players like Toni Kroos in the summer. It doesn't necessarily need to be Toni Kroos, but players of his profile. High football IQ, lots of experience. Shouldn't cost us that much either. Lots of free agents in the summer as well. I mean, if you look at what Juventus has been doing for quite some time now, picking players as free agent has worked wonders for them. Of course, they had their problems as well, financially, corruption, stuff like that. But overall, in the last decade or so, Juventus, a pretty good track record. So yeah, in my opinion, we should just replicate what we've done before. Thiago Silva, PSG to Chelsea, free, huge success, despite his age. So these things work, right? I'm not saying we should be going for Rabiot or stuff like that, even though, I mean, on a free, with his experience, with his characteristics, wouldn't be the worst things to have in our team. Remains to be seen, but I do think that in the summer, if we're not getting at least 4 experienced players in the team, we're not going anywhere next season. People will continue to blame Pochettino, even though it's not his fault that he's working with inexperienced teams that aren't mature, that cannot, like Manchester United. Manchester United is not in a great spot right now. But Manchester United, the team, there are enough experienced players in that team that when the team is losing, let's say 2-0, there is a high probability that, if there is enough time, of course, that the team will bounce back and score 2 goals and maybe even 3. I'm not saying Manchester United is the best team in England, but they have the players to do that. We, Chelsea, sorry to say, we do not have that. We do not have that. I'm sorry. This is on the recruitment. This is on the transfer, the ownership. They screwed us over big time. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Of course, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. Do share your transfer target for this summer in the comment section below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.